This beast is the Vitalan T7 Pro. It's a dual suspension electric mountain bike with a lot of speed, a lot of comfort, a lot of power, and really good value. It's beast mode time. We've had to come to Alabama again. Birmingham, Alabama, Wolverhampton, Alabama. I'm not sure which part of Alabama we're in, but we're going fast in Alabama. I'm going to put these warm gloves on. Right. So it is the T7 Pro from Vitalan. Their full suspension e-mountain bike. And is it any good? That felt very good. It's dual air suspension, front and rear. They can both be locked out. So the bottom one, I think if I push down, and this, if you turn it like that, you can lock it out. But the front one seems to get down a tiny bit. That's locked. So this now has got fully locked suspension. So if you are riding on some decent roads, you probably want to keep it like that because it'll be easier to ride. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to unlock this front suspension. So this is pretty, look at that. Look how bouncy that is. Out, that's just scraped those, the metal pedals are really nice. But those metal bits just scraped my bloody leg. I've got a hole in my trousers. It is air suspension. You can refill and empty the air from the top on the left, and on this one through this here. It also has a rebound adjustment. They aren't trying to pretend it's 250 watts. This is a 1,000 watt e-bike. Ooh, it's not going mega fast up that hill there. But what I'll say is I've noticed that it kind of kicks in slowly, the acceleration. And it's a cadence sensor, so it will give you all the power when you pedal. The cadence sensor's not too bad. It takes about half a rotation to kick in. But the kicking in time is rendered a moot point. See if you get that reference. Because you've got a throttle. Right, we're testing the full suspension and the massive 26-inch diameter, 4-inch wide fat tyres on the worst road in Wolverhampton. Let's get over these cracks. Yeah, I mean, I had a non-suspension e-bike last week and this is so much better. It's a Bafang 1000 watt hub motor at the back. Very nice. But it peaks at around 1,600. They say 1,600, it's about 1,560. It's got a 30 amp controller and a 52 watt battery. So it is putting out a lot of power. They reckon 90 Newton meters of torque. So we'll see how we do up the hill. I'm actually going to turn the heat on the gloves as well. So to turn these gloves on, you're going to hold that down. And it's very light, but you just got a red light. So the red light on, so it's going to heat up now. It's a bit cold today, it's about 9 degrees. Go. Go away, learning truck. So yeah, I looked in the settings. You can access advanced settings and change things like the upper speed limit, which I set to 55 kilometers per hour. But there was nothing about how fast the motor kind of kicks in, or the power kicks in. So it is very graduated. It doesn't burst you away. So we're getting up at a decent pace. I think we're going to get a decent time. I don't think it's going to be an earth-shattering time, but it's doing pretty well. And we're nearly there. And across the line.
And the Vitalan T7 Pro completes the hill climb in 50 seconds, a tiny bit faster than their own i7 Pro 2 and one of the fastest times for a single motor e-bike. I wonder how much faster it could be if they dialed up the acceleration.
Let's see how low it goes. So it's a quick release. You probably can't be too short on this. Probably about, if you're going to be like that, maybe 5'4"-ish. I'm 5'9". Highest. Oh, it's not going to be very high. So there's minimum insertion. It's probably where I should have it, if I'm honest. So if you are taller than me, 5'9", you probably want to get a new saddle with a bigger stem, or at least a bigger stem. The saddle itself is actually very comfy. Right, let's go. Let's see what kind of speed we can get up. So it's got a half twist throttle, paired with some very nice comfortable hand grips with palm rests that lock in place. We're going 28 miles an hour, it seems. Yeah. First test of the big disc brakes. We'll do a brake check later. But yeah, 180mm Tektro dual piston disc brakes. Very nice. This screen, I'm very impressed with the screen because it's got the speed on it, but it's also got like a dial, which is cool. It's a digital dial, but I've never seen that before. It's got a Vitaland logo, and it's got the mileage. At the moment, you can see how much power it's putting out. The weird thing about the computer is that you cycle through the modes not by pressing mode, but by pressing the power button. You get to the settings screen by double-clicking mode, and you get out of the settings screen by double-clicking mode again. Lights, hold down the plus, and they come on and they turn off. Sadly, there's no rear light. Light on, light off. But it feels great, very comfortable. My gloves are warming up, so whilst I'm a bit cold, my hands are nice and toasty. It's got the Altus 8-speed gears, which are nice. So I want to see how much I can actually help the bike. So we're going 30. I don't really want to break the speed limit. There's actually speed cameras here. But we easily got to 30 then. But even at 30, I could still feel pressure on the pedals to allow us to push it further. Right, I'm in pedal assist 0. Let's see what it's like to ride without power. I'm in gear 1. So there's the pedal assist number is 0. It's alright actually, because it's a heavy bike obviously. It's got them big fat tyres that cause a lot of rolling resistance. But I'm happily going 10 miles an hour. I'm going to turn left now. It's slightly uphill now, so we'll see how we do. I'm going to go into second gear, I think. Recording on my phone. Sorry if it's a bit windy or if the voice sounds rubbish. Right, yeah, oh, it's getting a bit harder now. But it is quite smooth, and of the big fat tyre bikes, I'd say riding under no power, it's probably one of the best. Let's test it over some more cracky road. Well, this road's rubbish. I didn't even realise this was a bad bit of road. I must avoid it usually. Yeah. Oh wow! I just went over a pothole. I felt nothing. The police. And because it is a mountain bike style bike, it has got a big battery down the bottom. Removing the battery is pretty simple. We've got a key here. We just shove it in there, turn it, and it pops down slightly. It doesn't, not massively. And there's a little catch here. Turn the catch, and the battery will pop out. I suppose one drawback of the battery is being a underneath battery on a bike that's designed to get a bit dirty. This is going to get a bit dirty, which you don't really want. There is the battery. Samsung cells, 52 volts, for 20 amp hours, 1040 watt hours. So being underneath, getting it back in again, there's a bit of a skill to it because the forks can get in the way. I think it's best if it's straight. Well, actually, it's not too bad. You go under there, put the bottom in first, and then push the top in. And then the keys, turn it into the lock position, remove it. You don't need the key to run the bike. There's a little charge port down there. You can charge it with the battery in the bike, or if you want to lock the bike up because it is quite heavy, take the battery into the house. You can charge the battery away from the bike. Oh, crap. They reckon a range of somewhere between 96 to 128 kilometres. It's about 80 miles, I think. I suppose because they haven't locked it as well, you're going to run down the battery quite quickly. So obviously, I'll tell you at the end what my mileage is. I'm obviously just sticking to mainly fifth, pedal assist 5. Quite often range tests are usually like pedal assist 1. Barely any power given. So it's not a huge battery. It's a big-ish battery. It's like a high-medium battery, but you know, we've had bigger. We've had 60 amp hours before. Cruise control does kick in quite quickly, but obviously that just starts giving you maximum power and gets you over 30 miles an hour really quick, which you might not want to just keep going at. It's got a buzzer, but I gotta say, if you're buying this to kind of get to work on, this is a very nice, comfortable ride to work, and then you can remove that battery and get it a charge on the inside. With a brake check. We have got front and rear plastic black mud guards. The saddle so far is comfy, but I'll update further on that. Well, I'll let you know it isn't. 5, this tree. Ooh. Feel like I hit something then. I didn't know. Right, okay, so that was 25 miles an hour. Nice sturdy stand. 7, 8, 9 steps, 25 miles an hour. They behave exactly as expected, basically. If anything's going to let them down, it's going to be the... Where are you going? It's going to be the knobby tyres, which aren't perfect for the road. One possible drawback, depending on what you want it for, is the weight. Let's check out how heavy it is. Weight is about 44 kilograms. Not sure where I'm going to pick it up, but it is a heavy beast. Can I get 5? I just snorted then. 4, it's squashing my hand, and there we go. Just about 5. You wouldn't want to take it upstairs. I gotta say, I don't think I've ever had suspension on any of the bikes I've had that is this good. I've had dual suspension before, but I really am impressed with this. It's got a warp mode if you press down minus. Right, we've got to do some curb stomping. It's like it wasn't there. Right, I'm not going to pull the wheel up. That felt good. Let's just see what came in the box and how it all went together. We've got a very big box from Vitalan. But Vitalan, if you have a big box, you've got to give us straps. Not everyone's got friends. How am I meant to carry this around? Pretty standard packing. Handlebars on. Get the pedals on. Put the rear mudguard on. It's the big one that goes at the back. Front mudguard on. And get the front lights on. Now, the brackets weren't level, so I had to bring this one up a bit to meet the hole. And the 3 amp hour charger is charging the 20 amp hour battery with Samsung cells. In the box we have a manual, tools, pedals and a light, a rear reflector and a 3 amp charger which should charge the 20 amp hour battery in about 6 to 7 hours. Right, range check time. At 50%, it done about 15 miles. Battery sag was good with those Samsung cells, so it didn't really go down to low percentages and pop back up again. It stayed on the level, and performance-wise, still feels exactly the same as it was at the start. So that's good news. There's no reason why I wouldn't expect to be able to get around 30-ish miles at full power, because I've been pretty much on full power. 80 miles that they say, maybe if you kept to 15 miles per hour and you were lighter than me, then yeah, possibly. So as you could probably tell, I really like this bike. There are a few negatives though, as there always will be. For example, there is no rear light, which on a bike that costs 1,800, I don't think it'd take much to put a rear light in there. We got this little reflector, but that's it. The front light is nice. The screen speed takes a while to update. As you accelerate, you might be getting up to like 20 miles an hour, but the screen still says like 10 miles an hour, so it has to kind of catch up. It does say on the fork, don't actually use it on downhill and trails and stuff like that. I don't think it's really for like the proper rough stuff. It's good at going over a bit of dirt and gravel and some bumps and things like that, but you wouldn't want to jump on this or do anything too extreme like you would a normal mountain bike. So be aware of that. Also, there's an option in the settings to make throttle only work up to 6 kilometers per hour to make it kind of UK legal. Unfortunately, that does nothing. The screen, although I like it, in direct sunlight it is actually quite hard to see. I can still see it, but it's not quite as bold as some other screens are in direct sunlight. As I mentioned earlier, the saddle doesn't go too high, so if you are taller, although the bike is suitable for larger people, the stem isn't large enough, so you'll need to get a new stem. For the price 1,800, some of you would probably want a torque sensor. This has got the cheaper cadence sensor, which I do actually prefer generally, but I know a lot of people like a torque sensor. With the equipment levels you get, the Altus 8-speed gears, the really nice hang grips, a good computer, the Bafang motor, 1,000 watts powerful motor, the Tektro hydraulic 180 disc brakes, you get really good equipment levels with this bike. So 1,800 isn't too bad. Of course, you can get a bit off from that. With my discount code, you'll get it down to 1,750. And for that, for what you're getting, I mean, just look at it. Look at the way it looks. If Bumblebee decided to have to be an e-bike, I think it'd actually be this. This is gorgeous. It almost just eases you to its top speed. It's not concerned with crazy acceleration. It's not like your dual motor ones that burst you off the line. It just gradually gets you up there, and it gradually gets you to about, well for me, about 32 miles an hour actually. But this has been really nice electric mountain bike, and to think that bikes of a similar spec can cost upwards of 6 grand, I think Vitaland have done very well here. So if you are interested in getting the Vitaland T7 Pro, there is a link in the description with a discount code which should get you another 50 quid off. But check out the website because sometimes they offer even more. If you enjoyed that video, do give us a like. But if you didn't, do dislike it. But let us know why, so I can improve. And until next time, thanks for watching. Ride safe.